Good morning, students. Welcome to your science class. Hope you had a nice weekend. So, in continuation with the chapter 4, Fiber to Fabric, here I present you part 3. So, let's see what is going to be the learning checklist for today. Today, we will learn about two of the most important natural fibers that are present around us. They are cotton and jute. So, let's start with cotton. So cotton is obtained from the fruits of cotton plants. Cotton plant is a shrub. The height of a shrub lies between 5 feet to 7 feet. So it is not taller than that. And I hope by now you all know that there are three categories of plants that are based on their height. There can be a herb or a shrub or a trees. So cotton plant is a shrub. So its height lies between that of a herb and tree. It grows in black soil and warm climate. So there are different types of soils that are present around us. So the cotton prefers black soil for its growth. So cotton needs good amount of irrigation to grow well. Irrigation means good amount of water for its growth is required by cotton. So in India, it is cultivated mostly in 3 states, that are Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. You can see the highlighted parts in the map of India. The first map represents the highlighted state, that is Maharashtra. The second picture represents the highlighted state, that is Gujarat, and the third map represents the highlighted state, that is Madhya Pradesh. So these are the 3 states where cotton cultivation is carried out in India. Cotton plants bear a large number of green pods called cotton balls. So initially they are covered with a green colored layer, and after when they mature, the green colored layer turns into brown and it bursts to expose the white colored fibers. So cotton balls have black seeds in them which needs to be separated before yarns are made. When the cotton balls mature, they burst open, exposing the white fibers in them, and then the cotton fibers are picked up using hands, and then they are separated from the seeds by the process of ginning. Ginning is the process of removing cotton fibers from the cotton seeds by combing. Here in the picture you can see manually it is being done by a man using a very simple machine. So earlier the ginning process was manual, means it was done by using our hands. But for higher production, means for producing it on a larger scale in huge amounts, manufacturers use an automated machine. The picture of an automated ginning machine can be seen displayed on this page. So the machine is well known as a cotton ginning machine. After the cotton is ginned, it is made into compact bundles which are known as cotton bales. These cotton bales are then sent into the factories from where the cotton yarn is spun. After the cotton yarn are prepared, then the yarns are woven to make cotton fabric. So this was all about cotton. Now moving on to the next important fiber, that is jute. So jute is obtained from woody stems of jute plants. You can see the woody stems of the jute plants here in the picture as well. It grows in alluvial or clay soil. So the type of soil which is used for the growth of cotton was black, but here in the jute we need alluvial or clay soil for its growth. In India, jute is mostly grown in delta regions of Brahmaputra and Ganga rivers. Now, delta, they are usually the wetlands that are formed when the river meets the oceans. So, when the river falls into the ocean, they deposit their sediment around the body of water. So, it becomes rich in nutrient. So, Ganga and Brahmaputra delta can be seen here in the picture as well. Jute fibers are obtained from the outer part of the stem of jute plants. So the rest of the parts of the jute plant is useless to us. So the process of obtaining jute fibers from the jute plant is known as retting. Now let's discuss a little bit about retting in detail. So when the jute plant is in flowering stage, it is cut and the roots are removed. Flowering stage means when the jute plant begins to grow flowers, that is the time when it is considered as matured. So then the stems are cut, the roots are removed from them, and the stems are tied in bundles and then immersed in water, which is then left for at least 10 to 15 days to rot. So once the stem becomes soft, only the fibers are left, and the rest of the parts, they are decayed and they disappear. So then the fibers are removed or separated by using hands. So this was all about retting. So by the process of retting, the jute fibers are obtained and then the jute fibers are sent into the factories where they are spun into yarns, and then the yarns are used to make fabrics. So jute fibers are cheap, strong and durable. Durable means they are long lasting. It goes a long way. It can withstand high amount of pressure and wear and tear. So because of its quality of being strong, cheap and durable, they are used to make gunny bags, mats, ropes, sacks and some other cloths. So that was all for today in discussing about the two most important natural fibers. Now in tomorrow's class, we will discuss about the methods by which yarns and fabrics are made. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.